Admiral's log. The clash with the French fleet stands as a testament to the folly of underestimating our naval prowess. Their belief in the superiority of their advanced and exorbitantly priced warships proved to be their undoing. The French, with their focus on speed and firepower, neglected the crucial aspect of armor, a grave oversight that our seasoned warships were quick to exploit. As the battle raged on, it became abundantly clear that their reliance upon relatively large guns and swift maneuverability left them critically vulnerable. Our trusted and experienced fleet, armed with keen understanding of naval warfare and an unwavering commitment to victory, swiftly punished the French for their design flaws. The resounding victory over the French fleet serves as a stark reminder to all who dare challenge the might of the Dragon. No amount of advanced technology or exorbitant expenditure can compensate for the lack of foresight and strategic planning. As we bask in the glory of our triumph, let it be known that the Chinese Navy stands as a formidable force, unmatched in its skill, determination, and adaptability. Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to episode 26. Our war with the French is going quite well. So well, in fact, that they are now trying to stop my naval invasion. And to this end, they have sent forth a bunch of their battlecruisers. These battlecruisers, I hadn't exactly picked this out yet, but they're called Espérance de Dieu, which means God's Hope. That's basically all that's protecting them as well, because some of these guys are just completely unarmored, like this guy. This is the Espérance de Dieu from 1937, modded with 17-inch guns. We also have the base ones, armed with just a couple of 11s. This is the base variant of the ship, so they definitely upgunned it, but outside of a lot of firepower, it cannot take a joke, let alone a hit. Now on my side, I have 2 battleships, 2 battlecruisers, 7 heavies, a light, and a destroyer, against all those battlecruisers which are sailing around without a main tower. Well, actually, this one has the main tower. This is the unupgraded variant. This is their base version. And then they came up with this. No, not this. This, see? This monstrosity. Where they just removed the main tower in order to make room for a couple of 17-inch guns. I guess somehow they decided that a funnel was going to be just as good as a lookout as the main tower, and now the ship has 3 funnels and no main tower. Welcome to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Where my ships, they are perfectly, well, perfectly normal. Might be a stretch. They're fairly normal. The Gosrith with its 13-inch guns. We have the State Belt with its 16-inch guns. Her sister ship is still out for the next 11 months. We have the Demos, armed with 12.9s, as well as quite a lot of torpedo launchers. And the Nanning, same design, quite a lot of torpedo launchers. Seeing as I don't quite trust these Chengdus to actually not torpedo each other, I'm going to make sure that the torpedo launchers are denied until such a time in the future when I deem it opportune to launch. As for right now, let's see if we can kind of make these ships go where I want to. But because they were all, well, doing something else in their own separate divisions, that might take me a little bit of time. We are opening up, ideally against one of the ones, or the only one with 17 inchers, which is this boy here. Prioritize this target. You guys, the battlecruisers, can prioritize the 126 clicks out. The heavy cruiser line ideally would be in front of the heavy hitters, like the State Belt and the Gosrith, and put up a wall of skill, a wall of torpedoes, blocking the path from those battlecruisers to my ships. Because, while they may be armed with 11-inch guns, they have pretty quick firing 11-inchers. And the Gosrith is armed with, or armored with, pretty decent armor scheme. But I would still rather keep the ship intact to continue the naval invasion. Torpedo range for the Crook Tuna is 10 clicks. Now, normally I would not exactly be pushing a battlecruiser using a heavy cruiser, because it's pretty much their ideal counter. This time around, though, I am not concerned in the slightest. Because these ships are made out of paper. And that comes in very well. Yeah, see, there's damage to the main tower already. That was the 17-inch gun. That's why I'm trying to neutralize that thing first. Battle cruisers, again, are sailing without escorts. Good luck to you, because the torpedoes will be on their way rather shortly. But the game still has massive difficulties trying to form a reasonable battle line. So we're going to have to kind of blob up the torps here. Blob up the torp, or I'll send us a split salvo from the Josh Miller. And then pretty much wait for the rest of the ships to catch up. Alright. You're going to torpedo the lead ship. Control Shift, right click. You're going to torpedo the second one. You're going to torpedo the third one. And you're going to torpedo the lead one. I'm not sure if the Josh Miller has a torpedo launcher in a good angle. I think it won't. But we'll just have to see if it wants to launch. The rest of you, feel free to engage at your earliest convenience. Mechamatic 2... What's your actual speed? 35 knots out of 34. Yeah, legit. Slow down, dude. Slow down and cease torpedo launches. I know how you boys handle torpedoes. And you seem to have very little concern for the life of a friendly ship. Look at this. Heavy cruisers taking apart a battle cruiser. And not just a little bit. It's the 12-inch guns that are doing most of the work. Whoops. You misplaced a turret there, sir. It's the 12-inch guns followed by the 9-inch guns that are definitely dealing the most damage here. Torpedoes away from Crook Tuna and King High. Excellent. Josh also launched torpedoes. Excellent. Launchers off. Where are you going, Mechamatic? Unclear. We got a nice little, somewhat converging line of torpedoes here. I see great things happening here. You are going to detach from the division, turn over to starboard, launch your torpedoes at the trailing warship. If and when convenient. Torpedo launcher's pointing the wrong way. Turn away! Here come the torps. This guy is not going to be able to escape all of them. There you go. Ammo detonation. But that was... yeah, that was due to a torpedo. Next is the Armide. Good hit. You are not allowed to launch. Why are you here, Shandong? What the... Ramming is not a suitable option when we have guns, sir. I think my captains are getting somewhat overconfident. Like, it's not me for once. Which is refreshing. It's just the formation system that seems to be working against me rather than with me at the moment. There goes the Triumph. One battleship. Battlecruiser down. Okay, torps out. Fucking hell, right... right into a friendly. You took 2 torps. That was completely unnecessary. This thing is doing 65 knots? Are you insane? What the hell are you doing? Formation system is so broken beyond recognition that it is making it quite difficult to keep any semblance of a battle line. So, yeah, you guys have been suggesting that I just split up all the ships and put them all on following each other, because that seems to be a way that actually makes them kind of behave. Kind of. Hey, Zhao. Oh, you're still doing 65 knots. No, that's cool. Smoke up. Go after the lead target. Yeah, go after the lead target with torpedoes. Bonk. That was a battle cruiser hitting my battleship. They're definitely trying it again against the battle cruisers. Where's the rest of my heavy cruiser group going? You launched right into a friendly. You are retreating. There's no one else out here. Okay. So you ate a torpedo. No, you didn't. You just ate an 11-inch shell. State Belt ate a torpedo. Okay. Less than ideal. King High is reloading. All you. Engage the Madeleine. My destroyer is also somewhere out here, close to the CL. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Trying to manage the fleet is proving to be time-consuming. What's your current speed? 69 knots. Nice. Now, let's go do something useful, those 69 knots, and just rush the enemy. Torpedo them. And we'll be on our way. Fire! Yeah, good luck dodging that, sir. Oh, man. Oh, hello. Are you also a speedboat? Yep. How? Boom! 6 torpedoes. Flash fire for good measure. Oh, man. This battle. What a mess. Wait, what happened to you? Oh, you took 2 torpedoes. Yeah, that's unwelcome. How fast are you going, Madeline? 32 knots out of a potential 36. So at least you're keeping to the speed limit. Nice to know that at least somebody is. I need to try and get this battleship out of here. It's an older ship, but well decorated. Where is the other ship? There's State Belt. Okay, there goes the Armide. Next up, Madeleine. Switch to high explosive and eliminate it. Sequan, you're a speedboat. Engage this. Are you still speeding? Yeah, still doing 40 knots. Cool. Wherever did my light cruiser go? Jesus! You're all... Other side of the map. DD? 65 knots the other way. Will take you away from the battle very quickly. Okay, so you're following the Josh. Alright. At least we're getting some semblance of control back. There goes another DD. Sorry, BC. Div 2. Engage the ambuscade. Priority target because torpedo launchers. Wait. Oh, I sunk this. Oh, you're also flash firing? Yeah. These things really cannot take a hit. And that's... The amount of victory points that I'm going to be getting for this battle is completely bizarre. Because these ships are all 2.8 billion. And the victory points are handed out simply by looking at how expensive is a ship. So my heavy cruisers, pricing 293 million, are taking down ships which are pretty much 10 times their price tag. And, well, we're going to be seeing some massive victory points. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be the 40,000 points range. Because you got such a crazy amount of points from such a crazy amount of budget. Oh, hold on. Not yet. We'll torp directly into the Gosrith if I do that. No, we're going to cut across. Torpedo the Tigre. And make sure that I have no heavy cruisers in, let's say, that line of sight. Or in the torpedo direction of travel. Can't have that. Thetis. Wow. Torpedo launch? What did you launch against, then? My destroyer? Maximus. Get out. Take 1. Execute torpedo attack against Tigre. Ambuscade, down. What's that, a speedboat? No, it's a light cruiser. Thetis, down. Seriously, my light cruiser is actually more armored than their battle cruiser. Oh, actually, no. These things have some armor. Not a lot, but some. Interesting. Whenever convenient, can we launch the torpedoes? No? Armor pierce that ship. Overpen. Incoming torpedo. What are you even trying to hit? Because it's not my heavy cruiser. It must have launched it against the... yeah. Okay. Battle cruisers are still 11 clicks out. Kind of engaging the battleship, or their battle cruiser here. Tigre looking out the window in every single direction. Ships are flooding and sunk or sinking. Gone, gone, gone. Okay. So place your bets. How many victory points are up for grabs here? Because I said about 40k. No, I was a bit off. 172,000. Jeesh. The Gosrith unfortunately took a load of damage there. Now, it is 1939, so Gosrith has not received an upgrade since 1929. That could be a problem. Armor scheme, gun tier, it's all relatively lacking. So this could be a reason why the ship is starting to fall behind in performance a bit. As for my ship exporting, I keep getting these pop-ups. Croatia now wants to buy a showboat. That's the one with the really, really oversized guns. I'm not going to say that I want to sell them one, because it's going to take 31 months to build that. It's a bit much. And I still have my own shipbuilding to concern with. Chad has been conquered by the Italians. Look at this. I'm definitely playing quite well there, but against French Guiana, it's not as well. Although here we have a 100, and here we have an 81. Okay. As for that army invasion, what's the army doing? They've lost 48,000 men versus 7,000 losses for the French. Thankfully, we have another 800,000, and the French have 20,000. So we're paying about a ratio of... what's that? 8? No, more like 7 to 1. We should have that. We should have that. Now, for some reason, I have my ships next to Uruguay over here, which is held by the French, but the game won't actually let me invade it. Maybe because I haven't exactly reached the minimum required tonnage yet. I think you need about 100,000 tonnage in the vicinity in order to do your invasion. And over here, I don't have that. As for the French economy, they are still growing. They're still building some new ships. They have lost all of their battle cruisers and 3 of their battleships. So we're making progress there. The Spanish have exactly 4 ships. And the Italians have 113 ships. 9 battles, 9 battle cruisers. Okay. With an economy of 1.1 trillion. Congratulations. It's going to be a while before I get there. Now, I was expecting a serious party going on over here. Like, all the invitees are here. But... they're just not... they're not engaging my fleet. They're just not. Here's the Gosrith going down for repairs. How long is that going to take? That's going to be unpleasant. 11 months. Oh, 16 months, 11 months. 1 month, thankfully, only there. Let's have a look at the EnigmaHuns, because we got 2 of them at home in Buenaventura. Let's have a look at these ships. We got the 1933 refit as the most recent one, but surely we can do better than that. What can we do with these ships? I can give them a diesel engine. They're now costing me 339 million. That's jumping to 490 million and freeing up a bit of tonnage. Not very much though. Like we're going from 2918 to 2856. So for 100 million, I'm not really saving that much displacement. I don't like that upgrade. Armor quality, it's okay. We got the Citadel. I can go... Yeah, I can't really go and upgrade anything here. Their boilers are good enough as is. I think their speed is a bit lacking. I'm definitely seeing a problem with the French ships. They're far too fast. They have stereoscopic rangefinders. They have Generation 1 radar. They have auto loaders. They have electro-hydraulic turning on the turrets. I don't think that there's that much that I can change. Can I increase the caliber of the 8 points? So the 8.9s now? That's the casemates here. I can make their barrels a bit longer. Yeah, we got the 20%. Good. That also improves the efficacy of the 3.9s. And over here we got the 13-inch Mark IV. With this little displacement, 600 tons, I can't really improve much. You're gonna tell me that fits? It actually might. Oh, I think that'd be a great upgrade. These things weigh 1,500 tons, so that's 3,000 tons. Unfortunately, these are a bit heavy at 4,000 tons. Yes, I want one. Because they're just fun. This should be able to pen everything as well. If I go back to semi-ballistic shells, that's going to give me, let's say 15,000 meters, 14 inches of pen. That ought to be sufficient. It's just that these guns are going to be suffering. But if I fire HE against the Frenchies, that should be fine. I now need to find about 300 tons somewhere. If I go diesels, that might be the solution, but that makes them 500 million each. And the refit time suddenly blooms by 2 months. So it's not that bad. I can reduce the range a bit, I guess. There we go. Okay, so now we have an 18-inch gun. Or in fact, 2 of them. Fires every 80 seconds. Okay, they won't be exactly the fastest firing guns around. But once you get hit by that, you'll remember. If there's anything left to remember. Can we then increase speed somewhat? Yeah, like 1 knot. Or half a knot. It's not much. But every bit helps. Okay, so that is the EnigmaHun 1939 version. Sacrificed some 12-inchers. Arguably not necessarily the best choice. But I'm also trying to make this gameplay fun for you and myself. I want to have weird ships. And I think this qualifies. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the shipbuilding capacity to actually get these things refit. Nor can I really afford to have them out of the fight for the next 4 months. Because they're over here, I think? Yes, they're here. We got the EnigmaHun, the Hardenad, Scheffler Gaming, Xiao Hui, and the Aura and the Nighthawk. And the Italians are coming in with a battleship and a couple of escorts. And another light cruiser, and another battleship, and another battleship. Okay. Is there any movement in port capacity? Like, the Xiao Hui is coming out in a month. That's 33,000 tons only. Beijing is coming out. That's 21,000 tons. The Zhujiao, 2 months. And then everything else just gets worse from there. Because this is... Yeah, we got a showboat and a state belt too. That's 186 tons that's tied up there. And I am building out the shipyards, but we're not quite keeping up with demand. So as much as I would like to install that refit, it's going to have to wait. Now, the French are familiar with revolutions, and here's another one just now. Unrest became uncontrollably high in France, and the government has been overthrown. This has not exactly led to the complete destruction of the French Empire, of course. They won't go down that easily. But at least it should give the French something else to worry about. Indonesia and their war footing is admirable, but at the moment I need my shipyards for my own ships. No, you can order the do not buy this class. Portugal ends their alliance with the French because they don't quite like how the French are losing this war. Puerto Rico's new leader. No, sorry, I don't have time for that right now. How are the French doing economy-wise? Because they were growing, right? Yeah, they're not disintegrating. As for the Americans, they're back. Up to 79 billion right now, which is actually better than the Brits. The Brits, however, are building ships, which is more than the Americans can say. I would like to increase the tension again with the US, because I'm still eager to invade. But, well, that's going to have to be a land-bound invasion. Because naval-wise, it is still nearly impossible to invade the Gulf Coast here. And central USA doesn't have a port, so I can't go in there even if I wanted to. As for my war with the French, I won't end it until I've taken this. And potentially this, although I'm not going to wait for the army shenanigans to complete. I can invade here with potentially somewhat the same force. Can I do 2 naval invasions at the same time? Oh, I already used my political points, or diplomacy points, if you will. Ah. There's more. Okay, fine. We'll just put these other French ships in their place. Right. The enemy is torpedo heavy. We are not. And that could be a serious problem in this storm. I don't believe that these guys have a radar yet. Yeah, they don't. Oh boy. This is... Wow, I can see him? You can see that? 14 clicks out through this weather. Color me impressed. I'm not sure how you do that. I am not sure how you do that. And keep in mind that these guys can even smoke up. So far they haven't, but if they smoke up, they can easily approach much, much more without me being able to spot them. They can probably... There we go. Shouldn't have mentioned it. They can probably approach me to about 10, maybe 8 clicks. Is this smoke? Yeah, it's smoking, alright. Okay. Now, once again, the Guangxi proving herself very capable of dealing with all of these harassment ships that the French are sending out to deal with my escort, or sorry, with my convoys. She's having none of it. I am concerned about torpedoes, because even if you... Let's say normally you won't see them. Oh, never mind. Normally you won't see them, but in a port, in a storm, you actually will never see them. Oh. Your accuracy, even in this awful weather, like rainy weather, moderate sea waves, gentle breeze, we're still getting pretty accurate with 28%, and that's without a radar rangefinder. Let's keep dancing around with the cruiser. And this was expensive? No, it's 105 million. Oh, they did torp me. A while ago, though. Jesus. Okay, bye. Now I'm kind of feeling sorry for the French here. Yeah. Player 4 enters the game. The Soviet Union has sent us an ultimatum demanding to withdraw our blah blah blah. No. The Spanish now want to go to peace. Before they go to pieces. Well, with the Spanish I agree. I think I've taken... Oh, this is juicy. I think I've taken out what I wanted to. Yeah, this is going to be fun. The French and the Italians have ships in the Mediterranean... No, in the Caribbean, where they barely have any territories. but if they start fighting each other, I don't have to worry about either of them. Over here we keep doing port strikes, but there's not a whole lot left to strike. Are we conquering? Oh, they even got the Western USA back. Look at you. I gain control of Morocco. I gain control of French Guiana. Progress is being made all around. Now, I am still moving forces into Suriname over there, but the French are getting invaded everywhere. Sarawak, moving north towards North Borneo. The situation is not looking very good, though. We've lost 23,000 men versus 4,000, but in Chinese army tactics, that's basically a rounding error. Over here, we have a group from Singapore. I'm not sure exactly how we got that many people into Singapore, but that's a thing. Moving from Singapore all the way over into Malaya. 368,000 versus 6,000, and so far, those 6,000 have done rather well. And here, we're pushing from southern China into Laos, which is going quite alright. So I want to keep the war with the French going for a little while longer. Now, I have taken over Morocco, which gives me this bit of area, boosting my economy further. And I am considering taking over the Western Sahara, just to make sure that I have this whole blob, and that I don't really have to worry about further negative influence here. I am anticipating a march from Morocco into either southern Algeria or northern Algeria. I would like for them to pick northern because it's more valuable. But again, it's army stuff and I can't control it. My army is stretched thin, still at 29%. And I think the next best step for me to take is to invade. Yeah, let's push for Suriname. I know that I'm already army invading there, but I don't trust the army to get that thing done. Whereas my war fleet should have this thing taken care of in, 3 days? It's a very small port. Very, very little resistance there. Shipbuilding capacity. We are upgrading one of the... one of the EnigmaHuns. The base EnigmaHun is going to get upgraded to have that 18-inch gun. The Scheffler Gaming and the Gosrith are coming back, but it's going to take quite a bit of time yet. And we got the State Belt Koksinga getting sold to Croatia in a mere 3 months, freeing up another 86,000 tons. Yet with the capacity I have now, I should be able to refit another ship. And that immediately pushes me almost to my capacity. I'm once again upgrading the shipyard because the rate at which I'm going through my shipbuilding capacity is fairly nuts. Research upgrade. I have completely finished the small guns tier, the destroyer tier. I'm now working on the big guns, getting the Mark IV 16-inch gun. Well, you could say I'm a little late. It's 1936 tech. So with that in mind, yes, I'm a little late, but my Mark IV 16-inch gun is fine. I am so far doing quite alright with the guns that I have. Shell coming up. What are we getting? Just a percentage increase. Not that special. Over here, we're getting explosives. And that comes to modern triple base. That is good. Less flash fire chance. I like that. Any other interesting research options coming up? Engines, Marine Diesel 2. Because 28,500% of engine cost seems legit. Ooh, I can make my DDs even more expensive that way. That's the export destroyer. We're getting Modern Armor 1, that's nice. And in 15 months, we're getting Radar Rangefinder 2. Unless I prio it, which probably pushes it down to about 8 months? 6 months. Not bad. But right now, aside from just finishing up the main guns, the big guns that is, I'm not that much in a rush. I would love to get Mark IV or even Mark V 18s. The 20s, nah. I'm not likely to use those at any given point. As for the enemy warships, they haven't really got much left. The French are now seriously in decline, and as they're now also going to be fighting the Italians, I think their fleet's a bit stretched thin. It's still sitting around here with just 13 battleships, making it a premier target for a couple of destroyers to go hunt it down. But at the moment, I don't really have any ships available for that particular tasking. Now, as I already used my naval invasion on France, I cannot further increase the tension with the US, which is something I'm very much eager to do. Look at this, minus 100, minus 100. Almost there. As for the Soviets, I wonder where the army is going to decide to invade next. Because we got plenty of choice. We have an enormous border with the Soviets. Oh, I think we already started here. They are definitely moving some troops. Interesting. I haven't seen a Soviet ship, I think, since the last time that I was at war with them, which is when I took all of that Asian territory off of them. So the chance of seeing a Soviet warship right now is extremely limited. Although they do, on let's say the left-hand side of the map, have that port next to Alaska. So it is possible that they will send a ship to start harassing my transports there. Now, first let's have a look at what's going on with the Spanish Empire. Oh, they want to give me Gibraltar? Yes. Please. That it. They suggest it, and then they don't give it. Okay, fine. Gibraltar would have been nice, because that would have allowed to control the flow in and out of the Mediterranean, at least for 50%. I am losing ships in the Caribbean. I'm losing ships in Southeast Asia. Are we really? Yeah, that's not going to happen. There goes Suriname, as planned. Kyrgyzstan. Is that looking like anything? Jeez, like when the Chinese come, they come with 10 times your number. Serious firepower. Do the Soviets have any serious capabilities of defense? 8% army logistics. Yeah. At this rate, the Soviet Empire might disintegrate as well. At 9%, well, degrowth, destruction a month? That's looking really bad for them. The French are also looking pretty bad, but not as bad. And the Germans, oh god, the Germans. They just won't stop, will they? They're not at war with anybody. I'm not even sure if they're taking over territory. Oh yes, they're definitely taking over the entirety of Britain. The British might be back, but if the Germans have anything to say about it, they can wipe them out whenever they please. So, looks like it's going to be an interesting couple of years in 1940. Hope you guys will join me for that soon in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for more.